Good morning. Thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Yasmin Hussain, the Marketing Manager at HBT Communications. If you can hear me, please use the emojis to give us a quick thumbs up. Brilliant. Today we're excited to have Richard Strangword, Technical Manager at HBT Communications, with us. Richard brings over 30 years of experience in IT, making him a valuable resource for our discussion. Richard will delve into artificial intelligence, focusing on Microsoft Copilot and its practical applications for improving work efficiency. We encourage you to use the Q&A option on your screen to ask any questions. We'll address these at the end. The presentation should last no more than 40 minutes, including Q&A. Now, without further ado, I'll hand over to Richard.
Welcome, everyone. Thrilled to have you join us on this exciting journey into the world of AI. We're basing it around Microsoft's product Copilot. So thank you for being here, and let's begin. What is AI? Good question. Artificial intelligence, or AI, is a bit like having a really smart assistant, never gets tired. Imagine you have a friend who's incredibly quick at sorting through your mail, can remember every conversation you've ever had, and even suggests what to say in tricky emails. That's kind of what AI does, but on a much larger scale. AI is like a whiz kid, can learn from experience, recognize patterns, and make decisions based on what it's learned. AI is everywhere. When you ask Siri for the weather, get movie recommendations from Netflix, or see ads tailored to your interest, that's AI in action. AI helps us out. It can schedule meetings, filter spam emails, help doctors diagnose diseases faster. It's a fast learner. Give it a pile of data and it'll find the important bits, like finding a needle in a haystack, but quicker. But remember, AI is not perfect. It makes mistakes and it needs to learn to get better. But it is getting better all the time, and hopefully some of the demonstrations we'll show you will actually make it more understandable. So when you hear about AI, think about the super efficient helper that's getting smarter every day, making our lives easier in the process. And the best part is it's getting started. Today, we're going to focus on how you can get into AI and use AI within your businesses to make you more productive. As we mentioned, we're going to be basing everything today around Copilot. Copilot is Microsoft's AI. It's available for free. It's also available in protected versions and what is called Copilot for 365. And we'll go through each of these in turn so you can understand how you can use it from today, if you're not already using it. Copilot in Edge is a free product. It's available to everybody that signs into Edge as their browser, and will give you a lot of the functionality that Copilot Protected and Copilot 365 does, but it doesn't cost you anything at the moment. The difference with Copilot for free is that any searches that you make may be used within AI in Microsoft to improve it. So I would not use the free version in your own business environment. The protected version of Copilot in Edge comes free with a business premium license, and this is the version that we use internally, and this is the version I'm going to demonstrate now to you. Just going to switch to my screen because you've probably had enough of PowerPoint already. Okay. Hopefully you can see my screen now with my browser up.
I can see it.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so This is Microsoft Edge. It's your normal browser that we use every day. If you use Chrome, this is not available in Chrome. Google has their own AI assistant, but we're not going to be covering that today. We're covering Copilot in Edge. So as you can see, this is my normal browser screen. But what you will also see in the top right-hand corner is the new Copilot button. So I've clicked on Copilot, and how we can tell this is a protected version is you can see the green shield here. This means all of the data that we're using and any searches that I make, this data will not leave our organization and will not be used by Microsoft. So what does it do? It's a good question. Oh, bring it back. This is like a chat, and it's a lot more informative than just doing a search. So if I do a search on here, say for Apple, I get to know a bit about Apple, where to go. If I do another search within Copilot, always the best doing demos on the fly, it's actually giving me a summary of everything about Apple. Obviously, it's looked at my browser history, it understands my history and knows that I'm in IT. So that's why it's gone to Apple and not the fruit. If you were a fruit farmer, you would find a completely different set of answers here, but it knows that I'm in IT because it's pulling my work from here. One of the big things that this can do when you've got the protected version, it can also search your data as well. I'm just going to demonstrate that quickly here. So I'm changing to my work. So now this is going to search my OneDrive and my SharePoint that I've got access to. And I'm just going to put in something innocuous, night out. So it's going off, it's searching my own data rather than the web data. Okay, and we look and see that Yasmin organised an event, and that's reading that from my email. So it's gone through my email, it's gone through my OneDrive, and it's gone through my SharePoint. I changed that back to web and did the same search, or the same chat, should I say, night out. It will go out and it'll find web. So it's telling me about things that I could do for a night out. So you can see the difference. If you've got a lot of data that you need to search through and lots of emails, this is a really good way of actually doing that.
Looks like you like your cocktails, Richard.
Right, I'm going to show you something else that this can do now. Because of the hot weather, we've decided that actually we're going to start selling ice. So I wanted to do an email about HBT communications expanding, sorry I can't type any quicker, into selling ice. So this is all, that's all I've given it, and now it's going to go and it's writing me an email about the new ice selling facilities that we've got at HBT. As you can see, it's created quite a good email that I could send to customers. But remember, this is AI. You need to make sure that everything in there is correct. So you do need to read through it, make sure it is what you're expecting. I'm also thinking, well, we're going to have a new ice selling arm. We need a new icon. So this is going to go off, and this is doing this in real time, and hopefully we'll do something good. So it's going off, it's thinking about it, it's creating the image. I think I wanted to add the HBT logo, so I'll go and ask it to do it again.
It's thinking about that one. There we
There
go.
we are. So we've got some logos there with HBT logo on there as well. Not particularly keen on any of those, but I could always get it to do some more. This is Copilot within Bing. And as I say, this is available to everybody. And if you've got a business premium license, you will get the protected version. What you also get with the protected version is on the free version, you're limited to the number of chats that you can make in a day. And if the servers get very busy, they will prioritize the protected traffic over the free traffic. It's also available if you've got Windows 11 on your desktop on the right hand side. You can bring up the Copilot preview and use it from there as well. I'll be honest, I've had a few issues with this. Sometimes I can put a query in here and it doesn't come back, but if I swap back to the Edge one, it works straight away. I don't know why. It's probably just a glitch. The second product that we're going to talk about is Copilot for 365. This is a paid for version of Copilot, but this integrates Copilot into all of your normal apps. So it's in Word, it's in PowerPoint, it's in Excel, and this is where it can really show what you can do for a business. So I'm just going to open. Just going to open Excel. Okay, this is just a little table I've created. One thing you have to remember about in Copilot for Excel, as you can see the buttons here on the right hand side, is that it can only work on tables. So everything that you want it to do needs to be in a table, which is easy enough to do. I don't use Excel a lot, and I don't really want to learn too much about it. So I'm just going to ask it in English to merge the two names and create a new column, because I'd like the first name and the second name put together. So it knows that that's where there's a table. It's generating the table, a column. And it's created me a column, and I can just insert the column. I haven't had to know any Excel to do that. So all just in normal English. That's fine. So let's have a look at what it can do with some formulas, because that's more in what you're likely to want to know. So I want to add a column to compare Q1 revenues and Q2 revenues, and which is the highest. I'm cutting and pasting it to make it a bit quicker because my typing isn't the fastest, I'm afraid. As you can see, I'll get a preview, what it would like, and I'm going to insert that column.
It's really great how it gives you the preview first if you're not happy.
Yeah, you can change your query.
Yeah.
You want. So I'm now going to ask it to add the two columns together and give me a percentage change. So off it goes. I've not had to tell it anywhere where the actual data is. It knows that that's the only table on that worksheet. So it's pulling all of the data from that data from there. I can see now I've got two columns. I'm going to insert those columns. I've got the percentage change between the two quarters and the total revenue. And I think I might need a column now with the profit, which is what we're most interested in. So I'm going to go off and hopefully create me a column with the profit, which is 10% of the total revenue. There we are. Now it can do much more than just this. I'm now interested in the locations with the highest profit, because this is just what I want to show to management so that we can make some business decisions. So I'm just going to say locations with the highest profit. As you can see, I've not needed to know anything about Excel to do this. It's all just in normal language. Press the wrong button. So it's created me a new sheet. And this hasn't worked as it should have done. Always the joys of doing these things live. Let's try it again.
It's not wanting to do it today.
It's not. It's telling me London's got the most profit, but we'll move on from there. As I say, AI is not always perfect. I've demoed this several times and never had this issue, so we'll move on. Okay. I'm going to show you what Copilot can do in PowerPoint. So again, right hand side, easy to find. I've got my Copilot button. Now, a question we quite often get is, what's the benefits of a Microsoft 365 premium license over a standard license? So I could do with a little presentation of that. So I've asked it to create me a presentation that I can give to customers about the benefits of a 365 premium license over a standard license. As expected in a live demo, it's gone very slow today. Okay, so now it's creating me a presentation based on the question I've asked it. So it's got an overview of the presentation, what you get, what is 365. As you can see, everything you probably want to go through is there. It may not be in the format exactly as you want it to be, but all the detail is there, makes it much easier for you to create a presentation. The other thing you can do with this is if you've got a template, you can ask it to create the presentation using your template. So I could get it to brand it with HBT logo on all of the slides. So as you can see, that's pretty impressive from the small bit of text that I've asked it to do and create that presentation. And you can see why it's taken 15-20 seconds to do that.
And the key is most people struggle to start, don't they? So this helps you get started.
You can take this and then create your own presentation from it, but it makes sure that you keep all of the points there that you need. So based on what we're doing today, ask it to create a presentation on security benefits So it's going off, it's thinking about it, it's going to the web, see what it can find, pulling those things together. And as you can see, it's created a nice presentation about the benefits. So from a working point of view, you get a customer interested in a product, you want to give them some information very quickly. I can get this done in a matter of minutes and sent over to the customer as a presentation. Yeah. Move on from PowerPoint. I'll show you Copilot in Outlook. Again, you can see the Copilot button, but it's on the left-hand side. That's the way I've got my email set up. What you can do with this is, if I've got a lot of emails from Ellie, I could get it in there and just ask for a quick summary from Ellie. Doing the demo on email is quite difficult because you never know what it's going to pull up. So I'm using something that's not going to upset anybody or break any GDPR. So I'm using a recruiter's email because they send me loads. And as you can see, it's just giving me a quick summary of the email that she sent me. Again, I can do searches from there, or I can also do a new email and use Copilot to draft the email to me. I'm going to send this to HBT. So I'm going to talk. What shall we talk about? We are selling ice to our customers, and you let the sales team know. Just realised I haven't put anywhere. Hi, Chris. He's a sales manager. We're looking to so quickly create on the generate. It's going to go off and create that email for me. Most people would type that a lot quicker than I would. So here we are. I've got a quick email. What they need to do, I can go in, I can change that. If I'm not quite happy with that, I can go into the filters. I'm going to make it more formal. So I'll let it go off and create another draft of the email. So we've now got a more formal version. So as you can see, I can make it longer, make it shorter, more direct, casual. And I can make it into a poem, which I don't really understand why you'd want to, but we can.
So, Richard, the key benefit of this over ChatGPT would be that it's secure.
Yeah, the security side of it is very, very important. You need to make sure that everything that you do in your business is secure. If you're asking it about the football results or something like that, it doesn't really matter. But if you're using it with your data, make sure that you're keeping it secure. So, shall we send it to Chris? He'll wonder what on earth's going on. I'm going to keep it and we'll send it to Chris. Okay. Copilot's also available within Loop, within Teams. The Teams is very difficult to actually show you as a demo. There are some videos out there, and I can send you some links to that, because what it does, it uses the meetings version of Teams. So when you're in a meeting, it can do translation on the fly, and it can also record and interact with everything that's going on in the meeting.
Okay, we can share that with the slide.
Yeah, I'm just going to click back to the presentation. Okay. So, as a potential for business, most of you are small businesses, less than 300 people. Copilot for 365, which I've just demonstrated in Outlook and in PowerPoint and in Excel. This was, up until the end of January, only available to large companies. You had to buy a minimum of 300 licenses. Fortunately, Microsoft have seen the error of their ways, and it's now available to small companies. You can buy anything from one license up to as many as you like. So what does that mean to you? What I would say is, if you're not using some of the benefits of AI, your competitors will be. And as a small business, you can create a lot more work done, get presentations out, get emails out, get work done a lot quicker than you would normally. So looking at the current landscape worldwide, which is mainly America, around here in England, there's 15% of all businesses have adopted at least one AI technology, which when this was done, which was about 6 months ago, was 432,000 companies, which seems a lot. 2% of businesses are currently piloting AI and 10% are planning to adopt it. The bit that's most interesting to you is the adoption rates increase with business size. 68% of large businesses are using AI in some area. 34% of medium-sized businesses are using it, but only 15% of small businesses are using AI. What solutions are out there? They use data management analysis for the prevalent AI solutions, followed by natural language processing, which is what we've been demonstrating today. Depending on the sector, there's a lot more uptake in areas such as IT and telecommunications, as you would expect. The second highest area, though, is legal, which is a really interesting, because they obviously see some major benefits in it, some time savings, and to them, a lot of money. 12% of health and 12% of retail have taken updates of this. So what are the benefits as a small business? You've got streamlined productivity. So you've got repeated tasks. So, if you're getting lots of people inquiring about the same sort of thing, you can create an email and it can be personalized to the customer in a very, very quick time. It's easy to collaborate and it helps you make decisions. It's quick to make insights into the data that you've got. And from a cybersecurity point of view, it's you're using it if you're using Microsoft Defender. If you're using quite a few of the different security options out there, they're all using AI to make those decisions. So, move on. So, AI in the workplace. It's got the potential to revolutionize your business by automating tasks, data analysis. Let's imagine Alex, a small business owner, using an AI-powered dashboard. He's going to receive real-time insights on sales, expenses, and local events. It can tell him if you set it up that there's a big event going on, and he can allow for more stock, so his supply needs can be predicted, and allow him to order automatically. So what we're looking at there is machine learning. Okay. This slide wasn't in the original presentation, but I've added it because you've probably all heard about Copilot Plus PCs. Copilot Plus PCs are designed for AI. At the moment, the main feature of it, which is the recall feature, has been removed by Microsoft. This is because people are worried about the data that it's holding about them at all times. The recall feature is basically Copilot taking an image of your screen every few seconds, and it can use that data to find information that you did 6-12 months ago and bring you back and make it easier for you to find things. The Copilot Plus PCs, the only real difference between those and the PCs that you've got now is that they've got processors in there that are designed specifically for AI, and they can make those connections a lot quicker. Okay. Personally, at the moment, I think I'd leave it 6 months before you look to add Copilot PCs, but that's my opinion. Okay, have we got any questions?
We've got a couple, Richard. One is around, should we have an AI policy for our business?
Definitely. You've got to have an AI policy for it. It's crucial for the responsible use. ethical use, and being inclusive. It helps safeguard your employees' well-being, mitigate any sort of bias, and fosters transparency, and encourages collaboration as your organisation embraces AI.
Okay, is that something you can support or we can support with?
Whilst I can't create the policy for you because it needs it for your business, I can provide guidelines and considerations for developing any sort of AI policy. This includes understanding AI, assessing organisational needs, and researching the regulatory requirements and conducting risk assessments.
Okay. I know you said that in order to get Copilot on the different applications, you need Premium. Are there any other benefits to having Microsoft Premium?
Premium gives you the protected version of Copilot. To get it into the apps, you need the Copilot for 365 additional license.
Okay. And the last one is around costings. What do the costs look like?
For a single license on Copilot for 365, you're looking at around £25 a month. You
Okay.
don't need to buy licenses for everybody in your organization. You might just want to buy one for a particular user area. So in accounting or in marketing, you might want them to have a license. You don't need to buy it for everybody.
So they can share
Yeah.
across a team. Okay.
Well, the license is assigned to a person, but you can reassign it to another person. So if you want to do some testing trials, you can do that. So it's quite easy to buy one license and then move it around, or two licenses. So however you want to do it. But
Okay.
what you'll find is not everybody in an organization will require one.
That's fine. I don't think we have any other questions, Richard. Thank you very much for that. It was very informative. I found it really informative.
Thank
We
you.
will, if anyone does have any questions, feel free to reach out to Richard or myself or anyone at HBT. We will send the slides and the links to those videos that Richard talked about early next week, so you can share them with colleagues, etc. Thank you, everybody, for joining.
Thank you, everybody.